That was the real finger. So now Jess's, plural. When Ray points the finger, he hasn't pointed the finger at us in 2025 yet.
This is the first fingering I've gotten
first
from
fingering
Ray
of
in
Ray.
2025.
We've got our fingering, and it's official.
It's
I
my
like it.
I'm honored
favorite.
to be the first to help,
I know, we
bring in the new
appreciate
year.
that, Jess. Thank you.
Actually, Ray, I think it's the first time you fingered two women in the first 3 seconds of the show. No, never. See, he said no. He's a veteran. Sorry, I didn't mean to, That's a whole other story, y'all, and we'll have time for that on another episode. But we're
Yes.
back. It's 2025. It's the official Secrets Hideaway podcast. I'm back with my amazing partner in crime, the lovely Jess Wood, up to no good. And babe, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're back. We took a couple of weeks off. We repackaged the podcast. We have a whole new design of our show. And we have so many things. We're coming to everybody live today from our room of the week, room 210.
210.
Right? This is the one that, Jules and David put up on our socials for everybody to take a look at. So we figured what better place than to do our podcast episode. And since the first one of 2025, we got a very special guest.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to introduce her in just a second to y'all. Everybody's been looking forward to
I know,
this
everyone's
one.
really excited. They're
We've been
really not
getting
here to
messages.
watch us.
I know.
Let's be. I mean, we are, but they're not.
You guys
Well-
better be here to watch.
Well, this is great because if y'all are not familiar with this beautiful young lady who's seated in between Jess and I, we're going to rock it out and let y'all know. So we're in the house here today with the infamous, the one and only, Jessica the Black Widow Borga. Hey, honey, nice to see you. Welcome back.
I'm honored you guys had me as the first guest for 2025. You guys are amazing. I
Man.
love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for being
you.
on the show. We appreciate you. That's
We're
cool.
here to watch y'all
She's
too.
like, yo, it's go time. I love it. So we got all of our lifestylers checking in. We got a great show for y'all here today. First, Jess and I want to kick it. We're going to do a quick little 2024 recap. We had a great year. We had an amazing New Year's party on property. It was awesome. And we had great vibes right up through last weekend with our Eye Candy First Friday, right, babe?
We did. We had so much fun, especially in our onesies, babe. We were here
It was-
till 2 a.m. dancing.
It wasn't normal, typical Florida weather, but I think we weathered it literally as best as we could, right?
We did. We still had a great time. It was a great vibe, and everyone got down and dirty, if you know what I'm saying.
They sure did. And the Eye Candy crew was in the house. We had Candy Daddy, Brandon, Shauna, Chris, and everybody was here. Oren and Mariah. And Jess, you're a huge Eye Candy fan, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. They sponsor me, so they have been there with me from for a while, and I love them. They're
I
amazing
love it.
people.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you at the next Eye Candy event, too. Hopefully, we got to get you back in the action,
Yes.
back to it. So we had a great weekend with them. We turned the property out. We had amazing DJ vibes, great entertainment vibes. It was an awesome first Friday weekend. And now we're back on the podcast. We're kicking it with our first guest here. And y'all, we have so much to unpack today. It's going to be a great episode. But to give y'all kind of the gist going forward with the official Secrets Hideaway podcast, we're going to be doing more episodes like this, right, Jess, where we get down and dirty with amazing, amazing people that have great stories that kind of intertwine with lifestyle too, right?
Absolutely. We want to bring, badass, excuse my French, bad.
Oh, you could say bad. We got the
guests
originator in the room
such
today. So it's
as Jess. But we've set, just like Lynette said, we set the standard really high. From out the gate, yo.
It is true. This is
guys
going to
are
be a
being
tough
too
episode to
kind.
follow. We're coming out guns blazing. And for those of y'all who are like, yo, Jordan, Jess, who is this young lady sitting between us? We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here to throw down inside the cage, baby. We're doing it live. She's a knockout artist with 100% finishing MMA records going on. She finishes every fight. So that basically means that, these people don't have a prayer, right, when they get in the ring with you, Jess.
I'd like to think that.
Not
so, yet.
And you've tackled everything from MMA to being a Bellator veteran to even stepping in the world of bare knuckle boxing, which we're going to talk about that. That's literally just punching people in the face, right?
Just bare knuckle punch.
Oh my God! It's like
I know.
don't know.
I'm like, how do you
whether-
prep for that? Do you just start punching walls
I don't
and
know what's
like
going on.
get
No, a lot
ready?
of people do think you do that, but there's a lot behind it that is not. It's not even needed. Not even needed.
Well, I can't wait for her to educate us in
I
all the
know,
ways.
I love it. So y'all, we're in the house with the one and only Jess. Now it's Borga, correct? We're over here like that. Can you explain
Yeah.
this? Because we were talking about this when you got here. Like everybody, Jess the Black Widow Borga has such like a great ring to it. It hits hard, but the pronunciation of your last name is actually Borgia, right?
Borgia, yeah. Way back, it's Sicily, Italian.
Okay.
And it's the Borgias, and it became a German word when they moved to Germany. So
Right.
Borga, it became. So technically, they're both correct.
See, you're here and you're getting it. And that's what it's all about on the official Secrets Hideaway podcast, getting the inside scoop, Jess. Now you know a little bit of both. I love knowing where our guests are from and
Crazy
what they're all
Italian and
about.
German.
I love it.
I know. I wonder, does the roles play different in lifestyle? Are you Borgia, and then you're like, I'm a little more fancy,
Right.
and then Borga, you're the dominatrix. Let's go.
I know,
I
right?
like that, actually.
little bit of everything.
Probably that is my personalities that come out.
We've got some amazing people on our chat here today. Just a couple quick shout outs. We got Pineapple Jam in the house. What's going on, guys? Justin and Mimi hanging out. Chili Cibrella. I love it. I like when I see new names on our
I know.
on
I'm
our
like,
thing
that's a
that
fancy.
This has
is
to be
a
like
fancy
this is definitely a Jess. This is a Black Widow fan, or it has to be, or a lifestyle fan
Thank
from
you for being
somewhere. I love it. So we want to know where you're watching from, where you're tuning in from. Have you been to Secrets before? Do you have questions for Jess? We're gonna be unpacking so much on this show, and we have so many great stuff. Let's kick it off a little bit. So obviously, Jess, you're a combat sports veteran. You've been doing this
I do it all.
and. Like MMA has kind of been like the backbone of everything. Like, what made you want to fight people? How'd you get into this? Like, when did all of this?
How do you want to hurt
the
your
full contact
knuckles?
start?
I was honestly bred in chaos. I had really violent childhood.
Okay.
So I was raised around violence. I kind of continued the cycle with my exes, and it was domestic violence, and that's why I have a nonprofit for domestic violence victims.
That's amazing.
That's the reason why I actually started it. But then I fell in love. I like my first training. It was like this was what I was meant to do, and I got good fast, and I've just been addicted to it ever since.
And fell in love with it. It's like those things. You get punched in the face, and you're either like, I'm out, or hey,
I knew
okay.
I could take it because
Right.
I've literally grown men. I've fought grown men.
Right.
So I was like, I know I could take it. That's just with bare knuckle even. Everyone's so scared about doing it, but I literally fought on the streets all the time.
So this was an actual like growing up survival thing,
Yes.
like having to fight.
Yep.
So because I feel like now with like MMA and you even see it just like when we sit down and we watch everything from like UFC fights to even like the Tyson, Jake Paul fight
Yep.
like a month back or so to all kinds of combat sports. Like when you have a combat sport kind of background, now it's very easy. Some people just are like, oh, I like to fight, and they just kind of get into it. Whereas
Which I do love it too.
right? But like having to actually be from that, I feel like it just hits a different switch.
It does.
It's
It's if you were born in it, you're used to it. It doesn't phase you. You're kind of calm in chaos, and it really does help you, and it makes you feel more at home, and it makes you, I feel like, learn and adapt better.
I love it. And we have just a couple other like expanding questions on some of our stuff too. So Jess, I'm going to grab this and I'd like to go off this before we obviously had you on the show. We did a little bit of homework because we want to make sure we got some cool questions
There's a lot to go.
And also for you guys too, if anybody here is in the house on our thread, if y'all have a question for Jess or you want us to ask something live on the
an
show, we'd be
open
more than
book.
happy. Definitely,
that too.
let us know, which is awesome. So we got so many people are shouting you out
One
here.
thing,
This is
there's
great.
nothing off limits, so go ahead.
I love it.
your
She's
best.
ready for you guys. She's ready.
I love it. So actually, Jess, if you don't mind, can you actually describe your first fight experience? Whether MMA, was it pro? Was it like what was like the first major fight thing that
First,
kinda,
fight legally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with the legally sanctioned fights. Nothing in the backyard of the school.
I don't
like
even
the
know
stuff
if I
that.
can remember back to my first one.
Right.
That was just as a kid. But legally, it was an amateur fight. And that was, I won in 10 seconds by knockout.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I think I was only training for 4 to 6 months for my first amateur fight. And
Right.
just went in there and I think that girl never fought again.
Fun.
So there you go. I mean,
Now
if we're
you know where the name comes from, y'all.
right, Black Widow. Yeah, that's it. Lights
Highly
out.
underestimated though. I think that the blonde hair and the girly and the funny, like I have a funny personality, so they mistake that for a weakness, I think, a lot of the time.
But you know what's so cool though? It all goes into your personality. It all makes you like this well-rounded professional and just amazing person. So like it's cool. People kind of know what they're getting a little bit. It's like,
I
oh,
would
she's like
to
a
think so,
mystery.
yeah, but
And then when they see you toe to toe, it's like, okay, let's go.
holy,
So-
yeah. Or
Do you-
they're highly surprised
Yeah, right.
on the other end of it.
Now, as like a female, obviously, like the whole combat sports world was kind of like, when men were men and the cold caveman stuff
Yeah,
back
it
in
took
the
a
day.
long time
And
for women to
Yeah.
And now you got these incredible female athletes that are coming to the table. So were you faced with, obviously, being a woman in the sport, but were some were there setbacks? Was it, it's obviously always wasn't easy. Like, how'd you get yourself heard and seen?
Yeah, honestly, it is. I mean, I feel like it may be a little easier if you're a good fighter and a woman that's marketable. But no matter what, it is an unforgiving sport, and it's a sport that most men quit in. So you're a woman in a male-dominating sport that most men quit in. So it takes a special kind of breed of person to be able
It's
to
a very
do
niche
it.
market that
It
you're
is.
messing with.
It really is.
know?
There's not a lot of women. There's just not. And I think my entire career training, I didn't have not one really another girl that did MMA that trained with me at my gym. So it was like me with all the guys consistently. So yeah, it came with more injuries, setbacks, and like a lot of stuff comes with that, being the only female in the gym.
And that's really, really dope because we're going to actually unpack this. So Jess, in addition to being this amazing and super dope combat sports professional, you have this awesome lifestyle background. There's kind of like a crossover with our property here at Secrets Hideaway. So there's so many things that we're going to get into in just a second, but kind of like a piggybacking question, in addition to the actual fight world and when you're actually doing it and training and, 8-week camps and, training your body, different diets, outside of the actual combat world, how has like the world of MMA, how has it influenced you as a person and like just things that you've seen that I guess MMA has brought to your door where you're like, wow, I didn't even expect to roll with this?
Honestly, it has helped me so much. It's taught me control more than I can explain. A lot of people that knew me back in the day would totally agree with me on
like,
this.
oh, that loose cannon? Yeah, I get it. From a guy who has a little bit of a temper too, like, so I get it. Like, and Jess, like we get into our stuff and like, how do you control it?
Honestly, it's a learning thing. It teaches you to be calm in chaos more so than, than letting loose. And my son also taught me a lot. My son, having a kid makes you think twice before doing something stupid. Having a career that you're proud of makes you think twice. It's something that, you'd rather you not even worry about someone on the streets anymore because you already know that you're capable of demolishing them within 2 seconds. So there's no point. There's nothing to prove.
No, I love it. And actually, on top of that, Jess, we're getting great stuff here on our thread. We have a question
guys.
From Rob Murray here, who's a huge fan.
Oh, yes,
he said, question for Jessica. What has been your favorite fight of your career thus far?
It's got to be so far. My next one will
Great
be my
question,
favorite.
Rob, by the way. Great question, dude.
But my Bellator debut, I beat her in the first round, and she was a shit talker, big chick talker, the only one that I had my entire career, really. And I remember the fight like it was yesterday. It was just one of the ones that I'm very proud of.
Love it.
So far.
And for those of you guys and gals who aren't in the pro and combat sports world, Bellator is like literally right there with you. They're owned by UFC, aren't they?
Yeah,
Is
I
it like
actually
one the
turned
same,
down
or?
UFC for Bellator, and it was a huge deal. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that," because everyone wants the name UFC.
Right.
But I turned down UFC, the Contender Series, for Bellator because they offered me 4 times as much, and I got to keep my sponsors. So
and still a major company to be. I mean, and you have people that fought majorly in UFC that like Rampage Jackson did Bellator. I mean, you have like literal like heavyweight and title fighters that have jumped. So it's another awesome
They
promotion.
treated me
hats
fantastic.
off to you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was happy with them. So
I love. You see Steve's question? I love it. So Steve wants to know: can you beat your husband up?
All right. Well. I have tapped out my husband. We're both black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I love. Now, is that how you guys met?
Yes, actually.
And is that a part of your
known each other
foreplay?
for 10 plays.
Couples who fight together enjoy nights together.
But honestly, he's been training for 20 plus years on MMA, and he's very well rounded. And he is a giant man. If you have seen him, he's a giant man.
Oh yeah, he's big dude.
So.
Big dude.
But,
I hear he has got amazing fish shoes too.
Yes, the fish shoes are pretty off the hook. They are. And that's a whole other story.
Where those fish flops freaking everywhere.
Yo, they're great. Like if you ever seen Harry the Big Mouth Bass, homeboy's got his foot in these things. It's awesome.
It's the talk of any cruise that we've ever
love
been
it.
on. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, the fish flop boys!"
Yep,
I'm
fish
like,
flops.
"Oh my God."
I love it. We got Jake over here. He said, "I follow her."
Hey, thank you.
Man, you got
Thank
big
you,
fans
Jake.
here.
Seriously,
I love
really
it.
appreciate my fans. You guys don't understand. Like the fighters need the fans. You guys are what makes us. So, it means a lot.
Dude, that's so amazing.
And
I love it.
I have a question. So,
Sure, babe.
Jess, I have a question. So, do you have more like, you were saying that one girl that you beat was a little big shit talker. So, do you get that more even when you train? Like you said, you're the only girl training in a gym full of guys. So, is it more you get shit talking from guys versus girls in MMA?
Just in the gym, or are you talking about anywhere?
In general.
Honestly, I have gotten more from the women. Yeah, and especially since bare knuckle too. It seems like bare knuckle has been way more shit talkers, like way more than I ever had in my MMA career. So I don't know what it is about that, but yeah, definitely women.
So can I ask? This is a great question. While we're talking about the bare knuckle too, What's the so I've heard about it a little bit. I haven't seen any of the official bare knuckle matches yet.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and an MMA cage fight? Like, what are there different rules?
So,
is it different?
one is a cage and one's a ring.
Right.
That's the first. I mean, everyone knows that
Big
one,
difference.
I guess. It is
But
a big difference.
visually, that's probably the first big.
It is a big
aesthetic
difference too, especially
difference.
when you land on the ring and the ropes. They're different. But the main thing is it's just boxing, so it's just stand up.
Okay.
And it's no kicking, no takedowns.
Rounds,
no,
I guess?
The rounds are different. There's
Okay.
instead of 5-minute rounds, there's 2-minute rounds. So with bare knuckle, it's only 2-minute rounds, and it's just striking.
Now, how many rounds can it go? Can it be like a boxing match, or is it that
it's
long?
5
or-
2-minute rounds.
5 2 minutes.
With bare knuckle, and only 3 5-minute rounds for MMA, unless you're doing a championship fight.
It's
Just punching.
so stand up, yeah, all
But with
fists,
bare
all,
knuckle, it's a
all
little-
throwing the hands.
Yeah, it's a little different than regular boxing though, because you can actually use the clinch.
Okay.
So the MMA part kind of comes into play when you use the clinch, and you can actually fight in the clinch,
Right.
as long as you're striking continuously.
See those Gracies, man. The Gracies knew in the MMA. You gotta sometimes
Yep.
you gotta
It
Gotta
does.
grab
if you know how to
on,
control someone
gotta
and
clinch.
move them.
Wearing
Yeah.
the gi, no gi, no
Our,
gi. I
our
don't know.
gym
What
is
are we
actually
doing?
very close with the Gracies.
See, you got it. See, I just talk the talk, y'all. Don't, if you actually try to fight me, I'll run. I'm one of those guys. I just, big
I actually
combat
would
sports
love
fan.
to see Jess try and take you in there. That would be a great.
Girl, I'll be honest. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, it
That's
would.
what a lot of you'd be surprised.
I start to giggle.
Actually,
Probably
you're probably
like-
not surprised. We have
Yeah,
people
no?
come into the gym all the time that are like these big old muscular guys, and they think they're because they're guys.
Maybe we
And
should
my
do
gy-
that.
My
Like,
coach
beat up
would-
Jordan. We'll go to the gym for a day. We'll bring Jules out. It'll be a thing. We'll do it
I
live on
love it.
Secrets.
We'll bubble wrap
It'll be
you.
like Entourage. When Turtle did
Make
a,
sure
did a
you're
round with
okay.
Ronda Rousey, I'll do a round with Jess over
Yes,
here. And,
let's
That's what
go.
usually my coach will send me to the guys, and like kind of have me show them like this sport will humble you. It doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter what male, female. It doesn't. It's just skill, technique.
That's
You know what?
amazing.
I love it. And y'all are hearing it first here. We are rocking and rolling with Jess, the Black Widow Borgia, live, baby. And we're doing it for y'all. We got so many great questions. We were just chopping it up and talking a little bit about Jess's MMA career, her bare knuckle boxing career. She did stints in Bellator. And, just being this amazing personality, great vibe, married now. And you also have kids too, right?
3,
So
yes.
wait a second.
I know. I found that out today.
She becomes even more of a superhero. I wonder
Today.
where's your cape and what's up? Because like superhero, right?
I honestly,
Seriously.
people do say they don't know how I do it all because I have my own businesses as well. I do my own social media, which we were talking about. I do all of that on my own OF on my own. People don't like me crossing as many things as I do, but I really don't care. I am who I am. I truly
Preach, girl.
believe that if you are upfront with people about who you are, there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If it's nothing against the law, and what you do in your spare time is completely fine. If it's not hurting anyone, mind your business.
I like her.
Right?
I like her a
And
lot.
because literally it's such a great play into secrets and into lifestyle and what we do, because here it's kind of like, we're all this big family. We're all a little weird and we love it. Nobody's judging anybody.
Yeah, that's what I love the most. No
Yeah.
judges. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not being judgmental. The whole world is so judgmental,
Yep.
and they care so much about what each other are doing instead of bettering themselves.
Which is why, if you like sex, beating people up, you want to be a mom, hey Jess, we got a place for you, dude.
I know.
Like
Write it.
and that's why all these stories, y'all, are amazing. That's why Secrets Hideaway, it has just really become such a great place around the world where even if you're watching us from out of the country, you've never seen this place before, this is such a friendly spot where you don't have to feel nervous. You don't have to feel weird. Like, yes, coming into any sort of new situation has its own bits of friction where you're like, oh my God, what do I do? But everybody's feeling like that, right, Jess? Everybody who comes here deep
Yes,
down.
and that's why we try and have different days themed out for different things, like Thursday's newbie night, because we want to help take you on a journey at Secrets Hideaway where you don't have to be scared. That's why we have host couples, tours, people like Jess, and that we want to put on the podcast that you don't have to be scared to come to.
I have people ask me all the time about coming here. Like, is there any no? Just be yourself, have fun, check out y'all's schedule because, like you said, you have the new night and come on, it's just be yourself.
Exactly. We try and make it easy here. We know, like Jess was saying, the world is hard enough as it is. So we want to bring you to a place where you can forget about that. You can just enjoy yourself, be who you are, figure out who that is, whether it's a threesome, BDSM, And
It takes a while to get to know what you're into, like, and it's okay.
Maybe you're just a young lady or a guy who likes to tan and you want to tan topless.
Yeah.
We got a place where you could come and take off your shirt and have a good time.
I mean, I don't want to take off my shirt right now, but
It's
there's
a
a
little
place for
cold.
you.
It's a little
You know,
cold right now.
we got
you
hot
know?
tubs.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, their place is amazing. You got to check it out.
But so that brings us. How did you get into lifestyle, Jess? Or how did you hear about Secrets? Whatever you want to tackle first.
Well, I heard about the lifestyle. I was already into all of what's pretty much in the lifestyle anyway. And I had a friend was like, "You're a swinger." I'm like, "What is a swinger?" Like, I had no idea
Right.
like what the terminology was. That there was a whole like secret lifestyle. But I was like, yeah. Once she explained it, and she was like, "Oh, there's these places that you can go to," and this was, of course, the first one. I was like, "All right, well, let's do it." Me and my husband, we've been since the beginning, so we knew what each other liked. We were best friends for 5 years before we were dating. So we knew exactly who each other were, what we were into, and it's only really honestly got us stronger. So
That's awesome. And that's one of the great things about Secrets. And here's a testament to Jess and just all the people we bring on in general, like what Secrets can do for people and lifestyle, and why Jordan and I are
especially
so
the trust.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're so passionate about just bringing lifestyle to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really, I think people need to be more accepting to it, honestly. It's just a group of people that are, non-judgmental, and you have a great time. You know, you can be yourself without any judgment, and it's great.
Absolutely.
People need to accept it more.
Listen to her, y'all,
That's
okay?
it.
You don't have to listen to Jordan. I listen to Jess, okay?
So I got a pretty fun lifestyle question. So obviously being this badass pro fighter, has anybody ever been like scared to like, or
Apparently
nervous
that's
to like
yes, apparently I'm
get
very
sexual or fun
intimidating,
with you?
but I
Like,
don't know why.
I mean, like, who knows? You might get tapped out mid session. I don't know. Like, I'd
I
be
mean,
like,
I am scared of my mean side too, but no.
Just don't get on it, y'all, okay? Just don't piss her off.
that's it.
I love everyone at first. Let's just go there. I like everyone at first. I give everyone a benefit of the doubt. But apparently, yeah, it's a little intimidating. And I have gotten that a lot.
Okay.
I have gotten it where the guy can't perform
Right.
because he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just too nervous." I'm like, oh,
What's your, without obviously names or anything, like, do you have a funny lifestyle story or something
Oh,
that's
man.
like, what's like something crazy, funny?
"Oh, I have tons of them." But there was one that I don't know if that's funny actually.
And we'll get to your question next, Trevor. I got you, baby. Go ahead, honey.
I don't know if this one's actually funny. There's people that shouldn't be in the lifestyle too. Let me just say that. I thought it was kind of funny just because my husband, she started crying when I started writing the guy.
Right.
And that's not the funny part, of course, because I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Right. But I mean, because like, think
But my
about it.
husband went and ate a cookie. He's like, I ain't dealing with that shit. I was like, this bitch is crying. And I found out afterwards it was because she said she had never seen that much passion with her
Right.
husband. I'm like, I fuck passionately no matter who is underneath me.
You like to provide a true GFE. She's a real girlfriend experience,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. She's playing a great
Why
part
would you
here.
not
You
have
know?
passion
Right.
doing anything in life? I'm sorry, but my husband, I was like, "Where's my husband?" I was like, "He's not mad too, right?" I didn't think he would be,
Right.
But he's like, "No, I want to eat cookies." I'm dealing with that shit. That was hilarious.
That's,
there's plenty more, I'm sure, but that's the first one that came to mind.
I love it. That's
That's
great.
amazing.
And we got a couple questions here. We're going to start with our homie Trevor. So Trevor asked, what was the most difficult part of being famous and in the lifestyle? Has anything like ever crossed over like that?
I honestly didn't, when I first got into the lifestyle, I didn't want anyone to know what I did.
Okay.
I wanted it to be a space away, and I didn't want being a public figure and having that name and everything. A lot of people only want to get close to you because of who you are.
Right.
And that has been a big thing that really irritates me, honestly. I want people to see me for me. I want them to, like me for who I am instead of what I can do for them.
Yeah.
So that it didn't last long. Everyone found out what I did like right away,
Well,
and I
put
was
it
like,
like
"Oh,
this.
thanks."
We've been, Jess and I have known you pretty much since our entire tenure here. And we've never had the opportunity to sit one-on-one with
Yeah.
you, but it was about us learning about you and getting to know you and not just being like, oh, hey, Jess, big pro, come be on our
No,
show.
you guys
like,
have always been fantastic.
and
very
that's really
welcoming.
what it's all about. I love that we've had such a natural friendship-wise progression. That makes this all the more easy, all the more fun.
I can usually feel the natural
Yeah.
with people. I can tell who's the ones that are real and who's not. But yeah, it's definitely been it gets in the way a little bit, especially at the events and everything. I get very overwhelmed with people coming up to me and stuff like that. But I love it at the same time. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, when you say, obviously, Jessica over here talking about her OF, her OnlyFans. The cool part about your OnlyFans and what we were talking about a little bit before the show went on, Jess and I researched that you are one of the only, if not only, female fighter who's going on OnlyFans and actually being
Doing it
sexual.
all.
Yeah. Like, because like we were saying before, like you have amazing fighters like a Paige Van Zandt who you can go and see her MMA photos and it's like bikini shots but doesn't really go the extra mile, so you're doing like you're like sort of like this female pioneer.
the one that I'm trying to start it up. I mean, she's very good about Paige in particular. She's very good about breaking away and paving the way, I guess, for female fighters to be sexy and it be okay to be sexy and dominating.
Right.
She did pave that way. And I'm just more open. There's not a single thing that I'm going to hide from anyone that can hurt me. Like, and if you're trying to have a private life, that's stuff to get hurt by. You're trying to hide those things to get hurt by. If you're not hiding anything, nobody can touch you. You're untouchable.
And I love that, you, like Jess and myself, like you're making yourself a brand, you know what I mean? So like, it's awesome that you're just like, yo, let's go.
This
is me. And, I'm going to brand myself out how it works. So kudos to you.
Not
Hats off.
everyone's going to
Absolutely
accept it, but it's fine with me. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Check out Henry's question.
So Henry says, great story, but what kind of cookies were they?
Oh my God, I don't know. Actually, I can't remember. I'm going to have to ask my husband because that's going to drive me crazy.
Nice job, Henry. We'll figure out the cookie flavor and get that back to you. We got one more question here, too, from the homie Thrill Ride Living. Ask, Jess, do you like to play with females in the lifestyle? Like, what's your go-to? Are you a female? Like, what do you, without getting too much, if it's cool, like, what are you into? Like, what do you and your husband look for? What's
I'm into a lot. I have different personalities that like different things. I have multiple personalities.
The people are asking. They want to know.
My main one, I like single guys, but I honestly, I like women, but I'm pretty picky with the women. Men would be like, I like the ones that dominate and that know how to dominate, though. There's a lot of
fellas?
men that don't know how to dominate.
Well, rest in peace to all of our inboxes. I feel like, fellas, let the games begin, huh? Shoot your shot. Let's see who's got the best lines.
That's kind of our thing is like, my husband likes me being with other people, and I love him being with other people, too. So my favorite would be all four people.
Sure.
But I do love being dominated by a male.
See? There you go.
Dominating in every aspect of my life, so I like to just,
So it's nice to get your own ass beat every now and again, right?
Yes,
There you go.
exactly. I
love
need
it.
it sometimes. I just need to be.
Oatmeal raisin cookies.
I wonder if that's.
Wait a second.
was
Say
his
that
name?
again, right? What do you say? Oh, they were oatmeal raisin? That's the guess?
That's the guess.
Well, does it
I
say
don't
his
know.
name?
Yeah, so Steve says.
Steve? That's my husband.
She's like, wait a second. Steve, you're on the chat, bro? I didn't even know. What's up, brother? And
probably just
now
got
I'm
off
looking at the
work.
last name because that, like you said, Schlosky, right? We were talking about your now. So this is funny, Steve. We were actually talking about Jess's other possible MMA aliases, which could have been what Schlosky you said?
The sledgehammer Slosky.
The sledgehammer
Schlossky.
Schlosky.
I don't.
What a mouthful! But I would be
The
intimidated if somebody
sledgehammer
El
slong
always says-
Schlossky.
super schlong. Yeah, totally. Lots going on.
Just
I
we can
love
talk
it.
about this. We got you, girl. We'll come up with some alter egos for you. We got you, girl.
That's great.
Man, we are having fun, y'all. I just want to repack it and we're gonna repack the room real quick. We're back here kicking it live with the one and only Jess Borgia, MMA pro, bare knuckle boxer, Bellator champ, doing it live.
I feel like-
and
We need to just have her here every weekend.
she's awesome.
I know, like
so much fun. But this is cool. So Jess, you actually have hopefully a pretty big bare knuckle fight coming up.
Biggest fight of my career. It'll be a world title.
This is huge, y'all.
world title,
It's
y'all.
supposed to be in March, and it's against Conor McGregor's cousin. She's a 2-time world champ boxer.
You hear that, bro? You hear that? And listen, Conor
been talking
McGregor's
shit.
cousin. I like.
Well, we
it's
find
it's
you,
in the
girl.
bloodline, yo. The McGregor family, they're all about talking. They're talking. It's gonna be good. I love. Yo, if this fight goes down live in March, Jess, we should bring Jess back Maybe do like
yeah.
we'll do an episode. Maybe we could do
Dude,
like
I
show
even
the
want to
fight
get a
here or
bus from
something.
Secrets to go wherever it might
The
be
fight,
if it's
yeah,
in
supposed to be
Tampa.
in Florida.
So we'll figure it out.
I love it. So Frank says you could have been called the backdoor bruiser is another one too.
Oh, I
love that. I love that we just got a whole bunch of new names on. Hey, listen, if you got a new name for Jess, the Black Widow here, throw it on the chat. We're gonna try some new stuff.
We'll give Jess a new lifestyle name to go with her MMA name.
We're gonna get it. I love it. The backdoor bruiser.
Oh, that could mean so many
The
things.
passionate pineapple
Anything
bodega while her man goes and eats some cookies.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're rocking it. We're here with the one and only Jess Borges. She's unpacking a whole bunch of great stuff for us on this great episode. It's our first official Secrets Hideaway podcast episode of 2025. And man, we're having a great time. And y'all, if you're live on the chat again, feel free to ask Jess any questions, comments, stuff you want to ask her about fighting, about her lifestyle stuff, her stuff hanging out here at Secrets, whatever. Let's talk about Secrets a little bit. How'd you find us?
A friend of mine actually introduced me to you guys.
Sure.
We came here, and I'm pretty sure it was the eye candy party was our first one too.
It's a good
You
one to
went
kind of
balls to
set
the
you
wall
up,
right
you know?
away.
Right
girl, you're
away.
like-
It was like 4 nights too. It was a lot.
Let's hit the
Yeah.
gas.
You
That's
jump
like-
into the deep end.
That's a wonder for the
It was
books y'all to
amazing,
sign
though.
up for.
But it's such a cool one though too because and I don't want to say if you can handle it because it's just it's a lot of people, you know, like it could be sensory over a little bit, but like everybody's got great personalities. It's like, you know, like you're meeting people like Jess, like myself, and like people just want to talk and interact and stuff. It is a lot, but like if you could handle that, I feel like you're set. You can handle anything that comes down the pipe
Yeah,
here
that
pretty
is
much.
true. If you want to test your waters,
You
that's
know?
the best way to test them.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
the group of people is hands down the best that we have ever been to any lifestyle party. Anything is always Secrets.
Well, and the thing too I like about eye candy as well is I tell people to come to that one because it's like kind of tame. It's not. They do more play behind the scenes versus
Yeah.
in your face.
That's true.
Whereas some parties we have in takeovers, it's always in your face, which is fine. But as a newbie, and your first time here, that might be a little much for you.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You
with
know,
that.
so that's why we always try and set up our guests for like success. I try and guide them to what takeover might work for them for their first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. It's perfect for newbies.
I
And
think so too.
The crowd is so sexy. So sexy. They're such good-looking people, and I can't. Honestly, that's been the sexiest crowd
Right.
I've been at too.
It is a
Can't
great
deny
place to meet some pretty people, great personalities, fun people, and I love that they literally come from all over the world. So you know, you get people who literally stamp a passport and set their watch to this, and they're here.
Yep.
You know, in the middle of Kissimmee, rocking out. So like, I love that we get so many instances and you know groups that we wouldn't normally see. You know, right down to our Canadian lifestyle fans. You know, like they come from everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing.
It's always a good group.
I love it. I love it. So we're moving right along. We're rocking and rolling with the one and only Jess Borges. She's in the house, and we're asking all the questions, guys. We're talking about lifestyle. We're talking about MMA. We're talking about your upcoming fights that you have coming up. And is there anything cool that's not MMA related? Any side projects, stuff you're working on, family stuff? Like, what do you got going on? Like, I mean, I feel like you're so busy all the time between family, between your fight career, between lifestyle stuff. I mean, something's always pulling you in different directions, whether it's our podcast or another show, you know, because this isn't your first podcast. You've been talking
All
about.
over, yeah, I'm doing something all the time.
Have you discussed your lifestyle, I guess, life anywhere else, like another?
Yeah, just regular podcasts.
I love it.
Regular radio shows, TV interviews. I'm completely open about it.
So,
and as
you know
you
what-
know, on social media.
And that too, and you know, so you're out and about, and you're obviously, you know, talking to different groups, and you're all over the place. What, like, in talking about lifestyle, not even just here at Secrets, what are you finding the rest of the world? How are they accepting this term? Are you seeing it more? Because I feel like we're popping up on social media so
think it
much
is
now.
becoming more
yeah, like accepted,
accepted.
and people are talking about it out there.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I mean, there's definitely still this world is full of Karens,
Right.
And I do think that people get their feelings hurt a lot easier nowadays than they ever have.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's just going to be the people that accept it and not. But I do think it's becoming bigger. Definitely a bigger accepting around the world.
Awesome.
With the swinger group.
I love it.
I say
love it.
lifestyle. I don't swinger.
Yeah, we say lifestyle
I
too.
prefer lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it covers all your bases.
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
So, are you into like BDSM?
A little bit. So I haven't really done much with that.
Okay.
And I know I can take a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had a high thresh pain tolerance, but I haven't found anyone that I've worked with that knows how to do it well. So I haven't
Sure.
really tested those waters, really.
I get that. I understand that.
But do you? I'm guessing.
Oh, I love BDSM.
that's what-
I love.
You can tell Jess a little bit of our story.
Dude,
'Cause
I
we,
love.
you know,
Well, so it's different. So I was with someone else when I got into lifestyle, and I was a full swap couple. So that was like,
Yeah.
as relationships change and evolve, not to say that can't happen. It's just we're into BDSM right now, and I've always been into BDSM. I like to be told you're a whore, a slut.
See, I love that
choke.
too. That's
Yeah.
part of the dom I
Yes.
like. So I guess a little bit, yes.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
then
I
like
am.
being spanked. I love being spanked.
See, I fucking hate being spanked. That is the one thing that will make me see red.
Really?
That for some reason, and I know I can take the pain. It's nothing about it. It's just something about spanking me that makes me like, I'm gonna kill you. Like I cannot stand it. That's the only.
You guys all
thing.
wait that one down?
That is the only thing. I'm
So
into
no
so
impact
much
for
more.
Jess, okay, y'all? No spanking.
Spanky to
And, like
Heine.
slapping the face is all right, but if you slap me too hard, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't that funny? Like she's like, I'm used to it in the face.
Yeah.
Like at least I could better like get that.
but
Like
I
you know,
don't
that's-
mind like the slap and grab.
right.
That's a little different. Like you slap and grab it, all right, but
Yeah.
it can't just be just.
Well, I'm always about if you
I'm actually watching her
gotta
get
do
triggered
this.
right
I'm
here.
all
Saying,
like-
You gotta know how to do it right.
Right,
You
yeah.
gotta know how to do it right. Because
Yeah.
if you're just doing it to be that fake dom that just wants to cause pain, you're not a dom.
That I
Stop
agree
it.
with that 100%. I agree with that.
I love it. And we got Thrill Ride living here. All the great questions they want to know, or he, she, it could be a group. Do you have a favorite room at Secrets Hideaway that you love to stay in when you come here? Like
Oh,
any
man, there's so
favorites
many
or
good rooms.
right?
There's so many good rooms.
like room 210 that we're pitching
I
here
was
this
gonna say,
week,
it's a-
right? It's our room of the week. Bam, bam, bam.
Maybe the Egyptian room I like.
That one's
I
cool,
like
too.
That one.
Like the full
there's
pharaoh
so
tomb
many-
in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
They went all out on that one. But there's been so many. I don't have a favorite. I guess I'm gonna have to think about that.
See that? She has so much fun.
There's so many good.
Any
rooms.
room's cool. It's just,
That's
it's
right.
all about the party that's going
Their
on inside
themes
there,
are
right?
awesome. They keep coming up with better ones.
I love it. Frank says slap, grab, rub. Got it.
Yes, it got to be done right, man.
I love it. See, the beard and the babe say that they'd love it if you spanked their hiney. The babe, love the babe, if she spanked her hiney. So,
So Jess
love
is
a
more
good
the
Jess
spanker versus.
Yeah, now, would you be the
lot.
spanker?
I was just gonna say I get that a lot. Yes, I can dom. Yeah,
Okay.
you know, and so with my career, I get the ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
the
you could be
women
pretty
want
aggressive.
Me to dom them.
Okay.
A lot of the time, the women want me to dom them, and I get a lot of guys wanting it too. But I'm so dominating in every aspect of
You're
my
like,
life.
someone
I'm like,
dominate me
can
for
someone
once."
just call me a dirty whore and slap my face? Like,
Yeah, I feel you, girl. I feel you.
So this is really, really cool. I know, right? I love it. So we're back on the official Secrets
Ray's
Hideaway
like, "I
podcast. We're
accept
obviously
this
asking
challenge."
all
I
the
wanna be
questions
degraded.
under the
I just-
sun here. No topic is safe. No topic is off the table.
Yep.
So this is great. I love it. Now, Jess, you've done so many different things, and coming towards the tail end of our episode here. But a couple more questions. We got so many people watching, and this has been such a great episode. We've literally had 30 on this thing at all times. So thank
that's
you for
awesome.
helping
Thank
us
you,
kick off
guys.
this great
Yeah.
episode of the new year.
well, you guys are amazing. I don't know if I
This
helped
is
much,
awesome.
but
No,
thank you.
girl.
No, you
Listen.
definitely.
Oh, trust me, you are the glue to this. Like, I love that Jess and I kind of be the soundboard, and we'll get the questions out, give people an exciting episodes to watch. But you're the fuel, so like the guests are everything. So thank you for driving the episode.
Thank you, guys.
keeping the bus moving with us. Like we love it. So
For having me.
I love it. Face in Dranklin, and I think it's Jason Franklin who reversed his name for all the fun stuff, says he'll do whatever you say. 1, because you're hot, and 2, out of fear. Dude, this is
Smart
great.
man.
Boy.
Smart man.
This is a great question from Rob. So Rob Murray says, what are the origins of the nickname the Black Widow? How'd you come up with that?
That's so funny because everyone asked me if I was an Avengers fan. I hated my nickname at first. My coach came up with it. We were never allowed to pick our own nicknames. So at first I hated it. It was like almost a year before I asked him, like, why'd you name me the Black Widow? Because everyone was like, you Avengers fan? I'm like, no, I mean, she's cool and all, but no.
But
Like,
that's not where it came from.
That's not where, I didn't come up with it. So I didn't like it at first. I asked him, I was like, so where did it come from? He's like, you just came into the gym like this, pretty blonde, and you just destroyed all the guys. And I'm like, oh, well, I kind of like it now. I like it. It grew on me. But yeah, that's where it came from. He's the one that named me the Black Widow.
I love it. And it's super fitting. It's great. It totally describes your personality. It's awesome. So great job. Nice job. Great pick. I like it. Very cool. Now, on top of that, so how have you kind of strung this together? Because, for women athletes, I feel like now, 2025, there's eyes on female athletes everywhere, and it's amazing. Like, everything from the Olympics to obviously combat sports to just, really, going and you guys being great talent and not just being
I think we've
sexy
had
eye candy.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
So like being a role model, like how does this lifestyle, combat sports, everything that you do, and there's girls that are probably like, Jess, you're amazing. I love you. How do I be like you? Like to be a role model, like how has that affected you? Like, have you run into instances with that? Like, because there's little girls that are probably like, yo, Jess is my superhero, right?
Honestly, my favorite. The kids are my favorite because it's like they look up to you in a different way than adults do. Yes, I love anyone that's like, oh, you're so inspiring. That literally makes my whole entire year. I love the kids, though. The kids are what brings the inspiration to another level. So when they're looking up to me, yes, I mean, some people are like, oh, how do you think that you're a role model when you do all you do,
right.
and, with the lifestyle and stuff? That has nothing to do with it. That does not define someone. That does not define what they do as their job. That does not define them as a person. It does not define anything,
right.
what you do in your spare time for fun. And to me, that's like a closed-minded kind of person, and it doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
But the inspiration of the kids looking up to me, I love it. I love it. I love that I know what I bring to the table, and I know what kind of inspiration I can give these kids. And I love when they actually come up to me and, acknowledge, me as their inspiration.
I love it.
It's something that's unexplainable.
I totally get the kid, the child connection. So before I came here to Secrets, I was a touring entertainer that primarily handled high-end bar and bat mitzvahs, Sweet 16. So being around adolescents at pivotal moments in their life, celebrating these awesome times, like just getting how sometimes these kids are like, yo, like make me a rock star for my day. And like how you can like do that for them. And like, it's so cool.
It hits you different.
And it's rewarding. And it's like, yo, I'm like we're doing like a work in a bigger picture here,
Especially with my kids too. Like I want them to know, I've always been the mom, even the stepmom, whatever, that tries to tell them that you got to be honest with who you are. Be you no matter what. Don't listen to the opinions of others. I've always been very, very strong on that, and they know that. And I want to be a good example of working hard, having my businesses, having, being a mom, like you said, being a mom, being a full-time athlete. I have my own businesses, my own nonprofit organization. All that comes in together, and they see how hard I'm working, and they see how hard and what it takes and the sacrifices. So they know what it takes. And just to be able to share that with my kids.
Incredible, right? So much more than just getting punched in the face.
It really is. Even though I do love it.
No, it's absolutely awesome. And we love you for it.
Thank you.
Because it's, it's given us, great, becoming a fan of yours and being friends with you is like the best of both. You know what I mean? Like appreciating the little things and knowing you one-on-one is so cool. So then when we get to see you on that bigger picture, it's like, oh my God, that's Jess. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy. Yeah,
so
it's awesome. It's awesome. And it's also a testament of how hard you work and your drive and your dedication. And like, no matter, I bet you've been told no a billion times.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like,
yes.
watch me, hold my beer.
Yep, that's one thing. Oh my God, that fuels me in a different way. If someone doesn't believe in me, if someone says I can't do it. Honestly, the first time I ever got abs was someone telling me that I was never going to have abs. With your body, you're just never going to have abs. I'm like,
thank you, body beer. Professor. Yeah. What are you, like.
Yeah, like that made no sense,
right.
But I didn't know anything at that time. And I'm like, no, you're going to watch me. So it's just, anyone who tells me I can't just fuels me in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
I freaking love it. Please tell me I can't. Mm-hmm. Please tell me I'm going to lose.
I love that. Sounds like a girl I know, right, Jess?
Mm-hmm. Must be a Jess thing.
It must be a Jess thing.
That's right, y'all. So we're coming up on the tail end of this amazing first episode of 2025. Amazing podcast guest, the one and only Jess the Black Widow Borgia is in the house, and we're doing it for y'all live. Coming to you live from Secrets Hideaway, the greatest place on earth. We're live from room 210, babe. It's our room of the week here. Beautiful rooms here at Secrets. Make sure you get online. Visit secretsfl.com. Book your room today. All I got to say, Jess, people ask us, when's the right time to book,
now.
A time here to come to Secrets? We've been getting popular, right? They should probably get in early.
Yeah,
right?
people are like, you can't book like you used to, just on a whim. I'm like, sorry, not sorry. So make sure you book
Everybody's having
it when
fun
you
here,
can.
You know?
Pre-plan, but always check just last minute too.
Yeah, because we do get cancellations, or you can always be like, I want to be on the wait list. We do that too.
That's right. That's right. So we're chopping it up with one of the biggest and the baddest to do it in the combat sports ring and combat sports arena. Jess, why don't you give everybody your socials? Where can people find you? What's a good way to reach out if they have questions, comments, they want to see your fights, they want to see you here at Secrets?
Best way is on all my social media. You can pretty much look me up, Black Widow Borga. That's my IG. That's my Twitter or X.
I know, right?
Right?
know,
The
I'm
artist
fancy
form-
lingo
it's
nowadays.
the artist formerly known as Twitter,
X.
right?
My Facebook is Jessica the Black Widow Borga. You can find me on all that, and I update everyone pretty often, if you guys know. My social media, I'm always on.
That's awesome. And guys and gals, we're repackaging the podcast a little bit different this year. You're going to see us more on the social media aspects. So we'll throw all of Jessica's tags into all of our posts so you guys can get back to her and, kind of connect the thoughts and connect any questions you might have from the show. And obviously reach out to her. And Jess, do you know your next time that you're back at Secrets to hang out? When are you back to hang with us?
Well, since this fight's coming up, it might be after that.
I would like that little celebration after the victory.
Yep,
Yeah.
I would love that. It would probably be right after.
I love
like
that.
to have a little bit of fun and let loose right after a fight, and this is going to be a big one. So this is the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
one I've been waiting for my entire career.
I love it. We love it so much. We wish you all the luck in the world.
Yes.
And y'all
can make
are
it.
definitely going to, I think
too.
we're going to have to see Jess on the show again.
I
You know?
agree.
We could do this.
I agree.
Anytime.
You like that? That's
If
cool.
I
agree.
can, I will definitely be here.
I love it, guys. And before we get on out of here, babe, we have an amazing weekend coming up, right?
Oh,
Here on
yeah.
property, we got themes. We got people going to
Yes.
get dressed up. What do we got?
We got, if Ray's going to bring me up, we got metal.
Might happen. Y'all should come.
So if you're tuning in, maybe pack some things.
Pack some things because if you don't, we'll have plenty
We'll figure it out.
of band paraphernalia.
We-
for you
we
to
got
rock.
your back.
And we just need your hustle because you could win some stuff. babe?
Absolutely.
And it could
All
be
the
for-
toys from Fairvilla.
Right? Our amazing partners.
We love them.
That's right. That's right. So make sure you're here with us this weekend. That's our metal party on Friday. Heavy
And
metal.
then, yep, and Purple Rain.
Ooh. So all things purple. So obviously in Purple Rain, you got your Prince. But there's other purple aspects, right? We want to see all your purples. So whether it's Prince, whether it's Barney, Grimace from McDonald's, I don't care. If it's purple, rock it. Right,
Cookie
babe?
Monster.
Absolutely. I was like,
No, he's blue. Just
I know. I was
listen.
trying to think of other purple things
was
I got.
thinking
But Jess,
and,
don't worry, he's closer to purple than not. So that works. We will accept Cookie Monster in a dark shade of blue. Maybe in the right light, he'll look purple.
Or
I'm
maybe
with
spray
that.
paint it purple.
We'll spray paint
We'll
him.
figure it out.
Spray him.
We'll spray paint him.
Yeah.
That's right. Bizarro
Maybe
Cookie
body
Monster.
paint your whole body purple. Who knows?
The bootleg Cookie
that'd be
Monsters.
great.
It's like when you can't afford Cookie Monster, you get the purple one.
That's right.
You know, it's kind of like
The generic
the
version,
generic
you know.
cookie.
Generic
You know,
Cookie
the oatmeal Cookie Monster, if you will. You know?
Passion Cookie Monster.
But y'all, make sure you're here with us. It's going to be awesome. We got a great weekend. Awesome costume, awesome themes. Make sure you dress to impress. Because, hey, if we see you like dressed up and looking kind of cool, we might even have prizes for you that too, right?
Absolutely.
Hooking people up. There's always an excuse to win something cool here at Secrets. Jess and I love turning the weekends into a little bit of adult summer camp, so we have a good time.
We do.
And
We got-
y'all need to come hang with us,
Definitely.
right? And we got full day and night passes too.
Seriously,
Absolutely.
you guys will not be disappointed. They're amazing. This place is amazing. The staff, everyone, the owner, love them to death.
I love it. See, and if that's not a testament in 2025, I don't know what is, right?
And we
Jess?
didn't pay her to say that, y'all.
We did not
Okay.
pay her to say
They
that.
did not pay me to say
We didn't pay her to say that at all. But y'all, we appreciate you. Wishing everybody a happy and healthy 2025. Hey, in this new year, we got so many great surprises. Secrets Hideaway is on point to have the year of all years here. We got great stuff coming up, a whole bunch of surprises, kicking it off with the one and only Jess the Black Widow Borgia. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, Jess.
Thank you guys for having
You're
me.
welcome.
Yeah, we
Amazing.
love
To
it.
my amazing co-host, baby girl, why don't you give Jess her due and let's take them home.
Well, thank.
Oh, yeah, and talk about the munch,
Oh,
too.
yes, we
Commander
have
Midnight
our
would be very
midweek-
disappointed. We were so excited, we almost forgot.
I know we had the midweek. So we're gonna give you some new cocktails with some maybe THC,
Right, maybe a little kratom.
some fancy things. So make
I
sure
love
tonight,
it.
8 p.m. Club Swingster.
Be a
Come
little
hang out with
tasting.
us.
It's a relaxed tasting, if you will. Come check it out. Commander Midnight will be in the house. Our amazing Fairvilla team is going to come and hang out. And it's another erotic rendezvous, right, babe?
Absolutely, the best way to hang out for Hump Day.
Yeah, and kick off the new year.
That's right.
That's how we do it. So once again, y'all, we appreciate everybody. Thanks for locking in on this brand new episode of the 2025 official Secrets Hideaway podcast with the one and only Black Widow, Jess Borgia, in the building, baby. I love it. Yo, we can't wait to see y'all again. Thank you so much for a great first episode. And lifestylers, keep it cool, keep it awesome, keep it secrets. We'll see you this weekend, and we'll catch you next week on episode 2. Later.
Later.
Bye.
Hell yeah.
That was so good.